So, let's go ahead and begin, and I'm going to preface this letting you guys know that I have nothing prepared. This is an entirely improvised session. I'm curious to see where it goes. We have Dan Casey.
Hello.
Dan Casey.
How you doing?
Dan Casey, everybody.
Dan Casey in the house.
Dan Casey in the house.
Dan Casey.
Wait, Dan Casey. There we go.
We have in the middle here, dressed so eloquently, our fantastic overlord, Zach Eubank.
I am the Snuggle Lord! There have been none before me and there will be none after. I am the Snuggle Lord.
It has been decreed.
Hey, I'm Iffy Waddiway. You guys know me from Mulligan. Also do stand-up comedy, acting, and, kissing Zach's hands with
You don't have. They didn't see that. They didn't know.
just want to let everybody know I kissed Zach's hand.
You can recreate it, though.
All right, see, I grabbed it. I was like, hey, Zach, thought it was a regular handshake. Surprise. It's a kiss among brothers.
Well role played.
Yeah.
That is a gift that will haunt you for the
I
rest
didn't
of your
realize
days,
that by
Zach.
putting on this costume, I was going to be inviting such behavior.
What, the Snuggle Lord?
Yeah.
So I'm Salty Pete, the first mate of the Obsidian Helen, a sailor by trade, a scoundrel by nature. The captain gambled with the ship, so I fed him to a long-beaked squid with razor-sharp teeth. Spent times on pontoons, cigarette boats, skiffs, whoring, snoring, and deploring across the land. I'm married to the sea, but my best friend is a hermit crab named Terence. The only leftover I have from the Helen is her flag, which I wear like a cape.
Nice.
I met many friends over a buttery glass of Chardonnay, sailor's choice. But I've lost many more. If you step to me, you best come correct. I'm on a quest to regain the Helen. I play for Pink Slips.
Yes.
Looking for clues at the bottom of a glass. Oh, you bet your ass I did. And now I fell in with a fell warlock named the Snuggle Lord.
This is Open Guard Fire Forge. I'm a sellsword, ex-pit fire. I'm slow to trust and quick to kill. Money talks, bullshit walks. Just so y'all know, I'm in it for the money, and I play a mean flute. It's sharpened at the end, so if you get too close, I might stab you in the neck. But just know I'll do anything for $1. Anything. Anything. AKA true neutral.
Oh.
Neutral.
Oh.
Do it.
This is going to be a very fun short game.
We got this. What are you
Never
talking
made it out of
about?
that first tavern.
I am the Snuggle Lord. I am a warlock tiefling, and I derive my powers from all holy overlord of Geek and Sundry,
Okay.
the evil overlord.
That would fall under
Just
Infernal.
feeling
Okay.
really meta.
A charismatic charlatan hailing from the land of simpletons. I became bored with my homeland after impregnating all of the impregnable, and decided to pledge my loyalty to the overlord of a faraway land and set off to do his evil bidding. I'm not really evil though, but Overlord himself asked me to do a lot of very evil things. At least that's what the voices tell me. Along the way, I learned that I was more of a lover, not a fighter. So I lied to these two assholes about the pleasures that await them at the Overlord's chat room. They are dum-dums and fell for it, and now act as my personal bodyguards. Basically, in short, I convince everyone with intimidation and my great charisma, but I'm very broken and weak physically on the inside. Actually, I'm hearing some voices from Overlord right now. I believe we're at 3,162 subscribers in the chat. I told you the chat room was real. And if the chat room could respond with the keyword Snuggle Lord, I heard from one of Overlord's minions that the giveaway is not working.
I don't know what the hell this dude talking about, but he paying me, so. So basically, I look like a dark iron orc, which is like a grayish stone skin. I got a Kimbo slice beard going on.
Oh, hell yes!
And I have an iron chain around my neck at all times over my chain mail, and I got a stein with brass knuckles as the handle. And I always wear my gold sack just out, so just
You
so
got it,
people
flaunt
know
it.
how much money I'm rocking with. How much you love money. Yeah. And
I basically look exactly like a tiefling wearing a unicorn onesie for no apparent reason whatsoever.
Which was a
I
really
did cut a nice little tail slot out of the back though, so.
good.
Right.
Punched
What do
in
you
the
look like,
face.
Salty Pete?
Well, Salty Pete strikes an imposing figure. He cuts a mean swath. Basically, he's wearing a battered leather jerkin, some rich woolen pants to get him through those salty nights on the open seas. He also has a velvet doublet because you gotta treat yourself right every now and then. And of course, he's never seen without his signature black cape, which was once upon a time the flag fly above the masts on the obsidian helm, the ship that he lusted after. And he also has a grizzled gray beard, not Kimbo Slice-esque, more like Sir Davos Seaworthian in stature and size.
Nice.
fantastic.
Yes.
All right, and so we'll okay. All right. So here's how we'll start.
Gears are turning.
Snuggle.
Upon your chance meeting one evening in a darkened, drunken tavern, in a darkened, drunken state, upon spinning tales of your backgrounds, your ears perked up at the promise of not only great riches, but great, soulful, gratifying, angelic entities promised to you from the realm beyond of this overlord. This overlord that keeps a very, very carefully hidden temple of worship, not too far from this city. No more than 2.5 days travel on horseback. You mentioned to them that there is a place, a grand place where this temple could be found, and deep within resided the secret of contacting and being taken into the riches, the eternal vault of what is the Overlord. Upon this agreement, a small bit of change was exchanged. You managed to finagle the local stable, out of a couple horses, and found your way traveling before daybreak. You ride and ride and ride for the next 2 days. An awkward series of camping circumstances allow you to find you don't have a lot in common based on conversation other than the love of money and the love of this promise they give you. And the further you travel, the more the baneful eye of mistrust begins to fall upon one Snugglelord. As the beads of sweat drip down your face, but you know the city is mounting soon, there will be a time where you can prove to them that in some way, shape, or form they've helped you find what it is you're seeking, and you can possibly kill them before they have the chance to take you out. Nevertheless, as the second sunrise hits, you crest over the last of a large hilly landscape, the high grass brushing past your boots as you push through these grasslands, and you see upon the fabled city of Rokhmar. Rokhmar, not really that fabled, it's a small farming village, but he seems to be talking it up as this grand city. So there's a moment of disappointment as you look over and see what may be anywhere from 60 to 70 houses to hovels to a slightly dilapidated farmland. A bit of confusion hits you, and you look over to your great Snugglelord as he puts his hands up and...
Yeah, it was over the voices.
well,
I
really
mean,
funny.
I mistranslate them sometimes.
You mistranslate. There's 60 fucking hovels!
600, like one.
You dropped the zero.
Well, it's an accident.
Great.
It won't happen again. Look, you're a great dude. I like you, dude. I get along. Like, you're great.
Hands
You're
off the
great.
cape. You'll smudge it.
You got it.
I feel like we're guests on Japanese TV.
I'll kill him right now.
Okay.
Hey, you pay me right now, he is dead.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I kill you right now. I told you.
Whoa,
You pay
whoa,
me
guys.
more, I kill him. I kill anybody for some money. All right, you
Now
know
I
what
play
I'm
for
saying?
pink slip. This is a bit I'm
Yo, how
willing to
much
take.
money you got right
Let's
now?
find this overlord
Did I
stocks.
really have to pick the two dumbest assholes to be in my group? I mean, really.
I'm getting so tired of this outer monologue. Let's find this. It's going to be in one of these 60 hovels. Let's find it.
All right, let's do it. What are we looking for again?
Excuse. You're the one who's supposed to know. We're looking for your mythical chat room, whatever that means. As far as I know, it said something about virgins, about riches, about ladies.
And see, that's all I
That's
care
what
about.
I'm looking for. Helen, who's a ship. It's more of a metaphorical lady, but I'll take any port in a storm.
For real though, you give me that boat, I'll kill him right now. You give me that boat, I'll kill him right now.
Oh, we'll talk.
Kill him down. All right. I like boats, man. Shit.
As the tides of character relationships quickly seem to turn as you head towards the town of Ruka, you notice, and you've traveled here once before, and while you understand that beneath where this hidden chat room is really a cache of money that your previous employer hid amongst other riches and probably murdered most of your other allies before he managed to escape from his clutches, and probably the only person of your band of roving thieves and miscreants to not fall to the Shattered Blade. You know that his riches are held there, and you know that there are a number of traps set within this dark underpassing, and you know that once you can just get there safely, you can probably make it out alone. And so just hold tight to your position and this should be fine. As you ride up to the outskirts of town, you can't help but notice that, strangely, what was once a bustling farming town seems fairly empty. The nearby grass seems to have turned from a brightish, healthy green to a dull, crackled brown gray. The farms themselves, the lands have turned dark and cracked. The landscape appears to have been untended to for many a month. And aside from a couple of scratching sounds and the distant cawing of crows overhead as they flutter off into the distance, there doesn't seem to be much of a sign of life in this village. You catch what looks to be a handful of individuals gathered towards the center of town. 4 figures, all different heights, dressed in ragged rags. They gather around in a circle over what looks to be a well.
Hello there! What are you looking at in that there well?
You see, as soon as you say that loudly, the heads suddenly spin to you,
Creepy.
look amongst themselves, and they all begin to scatter away from the well.
Can I give him some money to like go check see what's in that well?
You can give me money to do anything. I was going to check to see if there was money in this well anyway. So, let me walk
For
over.
wishes.
You glance over the edge, and the first thing that catches you is this very, very acidic smell, combined with almost an iron-like scent. What would be a normal watery well instead is very thick and viscous in the way it slowly moves, and from what you can gather, the water is disturbed, or recently has been disturbed.
Any, that's good. Are there any, like, shiny trinkles there, like there might be some coins sitting at the bottom?
You take a moment and you curl your fingers around the outside of the stone well. You place your head down, and while the scent is not pleasant, the need for gold is stronger. And with a little bit of light trickles through, you can see what looks to be a semblance of a step or something within the well that catches your eye, and indeed you see a handful of gold coins. I don't know how long they've been there, tossed in either by as a wishing well or something more, but there are apparently some coins within the liquid.
Alright, I learned a few years ago you just can't be sticking your hand in any kind of water. You know, your hand might get bitten up. Maybe I might throw a piece of rope in there and see if it disintegrates. If not, that gold's mine. I saw it first. You will die if you touch it.
The old rope test. Classic.
Yep. My man Sam over here know about that rope test. Yeah, I throw a rope in there.
Who's Sam?
That's my man Money Sam over there.
It's Salty Pete, but Sam's me nickname.
So as you go through your pouch, you pull out a small wrapping of natural hemp rope. You begin to lower it into the liquid. As you pull it up, you notice the rope itself has a very black color to it. And as you pull it up, you can see there is a very, very slight dissolving reaction on the rope itself.
Damn. Can't get my money.
You might be able to jump in, get a handful, and we'll pull you up, and you could survive that, maybe.
I mean, it's hemp rope. Your hand is stronger.
Yeah, I mean, you're a big dude.
Usually when two people are trying to convince me to do something and they not trying to do it, that means I shouldn't do it. So I'm gonna just sit here and we're gonna talk about this water, how we gonna get inside it and get that money.
All right.
Well, you're the seafarer with water. What do you do with that?
I know a brackish liquid when I see it. This is nothing I've seen before. No molasses, no swamp water. This is nothing the like I've seen before. but I never back down from a challenge. With a quickness, I thrust my hand in there to grab the coins.
All right. They're about 7 or so feet below from the top of the well. So you're probably, as a dwarf, you're probably gonna need some help.
I need a little help there, little buddy.
Yo, it's all right. I'm highly acrobatic.
Yo, man, you being funny with my money, man. You got me excited thinking you about to grab that money. You got nowhere near, man. You got nowhere near my money.
I forgot my stumpy arms.
And with the aid of someone else, you can probably get in there if you want, or you
Would you
can.
be so kind as to dangle me?
Oh yeah, you know I'll dangle you.
It's a dwarf thing.
So, as Ulfgar grabs you by the ankles and slams you over the front of the well, you dangle down, your fingers just reaching in towards the liquid. You grab at the coins. It's very, very cold, the liquid. But it warms quickly as the strange tingling sensation begins to rapidly encase your hand as the feeling begins to go numb. Your hand gathers a handful of coin. You feel the sweat beginning to pour down the side of your head. Your muscles are tense, but as soon as you see that gold vanish from beneath the liquid, you know it's in the proper hands. You pull them up out of the well without much issue. You come up to the surface, hand clutching the gold in hand. As you open your fingers, you look and see, indeed, the coins are as clean as the day they were. Almost like just being in that well took any sort of tarnishing material off of the coin itself. Also looking down, you notice that your hand has gone from numb to burning.
Oh no!
Hey, give me my money! Oh, give my money first! Oh, take the money. Throw some dirt. I kick some dirt all on your hand.
You take 2 points of acid damage as the corrosive liquid.
Thank you for helping me out. I throw you a gold piece.
Oh, thanks for the tip.
Yeah, you know.
I'm sitting on my horse laughing my ass off. This is hilarious. I'm so glad now that I teamed up with these dum-dums because this is going to provide me with so much entertainment on my trip.
You know we can hear you, right? You're saying it loud. We know what you're saying.
In one of the nearby buildings, a door is slightly ajar, and the moment that your head's turned toward it, the door shuts almost reactively.
Weird.
I say we go check that out. And of
Did you
course
see
would.
something?
Yeah, a door shut and it smelled like some money.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Let's find it.
It looks like the knob itself is either locked or being held, and the door is held in place.
Oh, well, it looks like somebody might be trapped in. Let's bust down this door, man.
Oh, I can pick the lock.
Yeah, oh, all right.
Your choice.
All right,
I don't want to take this
I think I'm
experience
gonna
from you.
I think I'm gonna try and bust down this door
Oh,
first.
have at it.
I can't do
Did you pull something?
8.
You get a nice running start. Foot goes right into the door. Poof! It solidly hits you and sends you falling right back onto your ass, nearly knocking the wind out of you.
Yeah, go ahead and pick that lock for me.
This must be a powerful door. 1.
As you step
This door is
over,
gonna be the worst boss.
pushing your dwarven ally aside, you pull back your sleeves, pull out your fine masterwork thieves tools,
Oh shit.
and jostle for a moment, and you hear that wonderful sound, that click, which displays the unlocking mechanism. As you pull back, you realize that wasn't the mechanism, that was the end of your lockpick breaking in the lock.
Oh, Christ.
How you dum-dums doing down there?
Great.
I'm gonna deal with this house real quick. Let me deal with this house.
Can I grant you a synergy bonus, whatever that is?
I'ma see if there's something in my dungeoneering pack that can light this house on fire.
Classic, we'll smoke them out.
I actually think that's a really good idea. Let's burn it.
All right,
Let's burn it.
Let's just play a fail.
oh, just check it out. Wait till I look in my dungeoneer pack, see what's up in here.
As he's looking through his pack, you, Snugglelord, know that you, as a fiend-packed warlock, have the ability to use a cantrip called thaumaturgy.
That's what I was looking for.
That allows you to do all kinds of slightly things, but especially you can create fire, pretty much like within torchlight or a small handful of fire on command. So he's looking through his pack.
I'm gonna let him keep looking for a little bit longer because it humors me.
Fair enough.
Did you find anything there, little buddy?
Yeah, I got a tinderbox in here.
Oh, swipe left.
As before he can finish his sentence, I cast the fire onto the house. Is that how you do it? I don't know.
The thatched, dried out thatched roof begins to immediately burn brighter and wider until about half the roof itself has caught flame. And you start hearing some subtle coughing on the interior of the building.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, so now we going, I'm gonna go punch his horse in the face, and then we'll wait by there.
Oh, classic dwarven maneuver. No one expects the
So yeah,
horse
I'll go
punch.
ahead and punch his horse right in the face as he laughs.
Wham! Make sure you have socks your horse across the face. As you're laughing, mid-laugh, the laugh is pulled from it as you go, as your horse falls immediately over onto its side, sending you tumbling from the horse, 5 feet from it, on your side, face in the dirt, coughing for a moment as your dwarven friend rips his hand. All right, so looking at it, you can see the flames starting to get, and you can notice the door is trying to be opened, but whatever lock mechanism has been jammed.
Sorry, that's a whammy.
I'm gonna go over there and try and help this dude out, so because he'll think I'm the hero in there.
Yeah,
trying
thanks for
to get
punching my
some money.
horse, dickhead. Like,
It's all about perspective.
I had a plan.
The door suddenly swings open, smoke billows out into the midday sun, and you see a cloaked individual, probably about a little bit shorter than you in height, comes rushing out, coughing outward, just trying to get a breath of fresh air. When the face is revealed, it's an extremely malnourished female halfling. She looks like she's seen some rough days. She could probably pass for, mid-20s or so, but due to her current state of health, she looks much older.
Thank you for saving me. I appreciate the assist. We've been lost in this region for over a month now. We were looking for food. We're not from here, but when we came to this village, it was empty. Everyone was gone. No bodies, no one killed, just missing. Just vanished. But it seems the further we get from this place, there's something that draws us back to it. We get thirsty. We get hungry. Like there's a curse to it that won't let us leave. We're continuously brought towards the center of this village, and there's a large platform where it looks like there used to be more of a presentory stage where a small events or at least townships would discuss. But right now there's something that keeps calling us back to that place. We've set up tents there to survive in the meantime. We don't trust the buildings abound. I can show you.
That would be great.
Yo.
I'll pretend to be your friend until we get there.
Why would you say
Why are you
pretend
saying
to
that
be
outside?
afraid?
Why did you see this?
Are you fucking serious?
Hey man.
Show some discretion.
Come follow me. And she kind of turns around, she puts her hood up, and she darts down the alleyway to the right of the burning building. As you keep walking along, she's darting ahead, keeping an eye out. She turns around and goes,
But by the way, Lily,
I'm off guard, and I extend my hand out for some dwarf dap.
she reaches out and pats the top.
Classic halfling. They always mess it up.
It's all good. It's all good.
You can call me salty.
salty it is, alright.
As the alley opens up into, you can see what she was talking about. There's an elevated wooden platform, although it is partially collapsed in the center. And around the outskirts of this, you see what look about 6 or 7 tents in kind of a very small ramshackle tent city.
Sterling, we have guests, please.
At which point, one of the tents open up and you see what looks like an elderly woman, human-ish, from what you can see from the distance, looks out and goes,
Oh, is that right? Are they here to help?
and she's,
I think so.
a large burly halfling steps out, older, looks to be kind of the one temporarily in command of this small group of people, steps out. All right, so if you're here to help, show me what weapons you've got.
Oh, my favorite part.
Show me mine, I'll show you yours. Or vice versa. Sorry, the salted adult be brain.
I pull out my 2 long swords, so I got 2 long swords. I use them at the same time. I like to call this one Regina and this one Linda. You get it? Right, left. I'm hilarious. And then I got this crossbow right here. I use it with one hand. It'll bust somebody in the face. Any questions?
No, I have no questions. That's very nice.
I didn't know their names, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Great. I've got several blades, a short bow, and my trusty cape, which can come in handy in case of emergency.
I merely have this little axe. It's no big deal. It's not really a big deal. And a crossbow. I'm not really that good in a fight.
All right.
These guys, though, they're great. You can use them for whatever you
We're
want.
sick.
And you're the leader.
Yes.
He's the employer.
We've been stuck in this place for at least 2 weeks now. We're withering away out here, little to eat, no aid coming. Whatever darkness has taken root in this small town, I've come to believe has infiltrated the water, has infiltrated the ground beneath us, the very earth itself. As far as I can tell, each night when we sleep, the dreams, the nightmares get worse and worse. I dare say if this continues for long, I'm liable to lose my own sanity, and I want to keep my daughter safe from me. So, all the cash I have, not more than a simple 120 gold, will be to you to distribute as you see fit.
Yeah, you speaking my language right now, and I'm ready to do anything.
Well,
You right.
let's hear.
I'd say you're right about the water.
Yeah.
The water is strange.
First off, it's the juice, obviously. They drinking the juice. They ain't got no other kind of water. The juice making you crazy. So we need to go up there and maybe you can use some arcana and look at that juice in there and see what's up with it. And we can get this money.
I think we should check the area around the stage and see if there's an opening or somewhere that we can get beneath.
Yeah, let's try that.
Upon closer inspection, it looks like the central area beneath it's been pulled down. There is an actual, what looks like a small, almost like the top of an anthill. Like it's slowly sinking into what appears to be some sort of a funnel that disappears beneath the surface of the earth.
Well, that looks unsettling at best. I'd like to gaze into the abyss with me dark vision.
All right. So you have to kind of step underneath the large wooden platform, kind of move through the broken portion of it. You can see where elements of it are jammed in this kind of gravelly sand texture that formulates this small funnel. It's roughly about 12 to 15 feet across, and part of it does spill out into the opposite side of this open area. As you kind of glance towards the edge, you look over and step, you find the sand begin to slip from underneath you. You reach up to try and grab one of the wooden platforms to keep yourself stable. As you hit your side, you feel it actually beginning to cave inward and pull you deeper into this small recess of the ground. You're now up to your waist, being pulled underneath the surface. You guys watch him being sucked in.
A little help!
I'm jumping inside. Come on, follow me.
Fuck it, I'm going to jump in after them. No, this is stupid.
There's a few moments of very scary breathlessness as all of a sudden suffocation hits each of you. The darkness, you're unable to see, you're unable to move, and there's just this constraint of earth pressing around you, and for a good 5 to 10 seconds, you begin to come to terms with your mortality, as if this is your final moments on this plane.
Well, this sucks so far.
Then, you feel this strange lightning sensation in your feet, almost like the pressure is beginning to alleviate, and with that, you now fall. You're falling in darkness.
No.
So you both impact on soft sand, and in the immediate point of impact, you just instinctively, learning how to fall and tumble, you manage to go with the momentum and step out of the way of that impact. It is nearly pitch black in this area. You can barely see a couple feet in front of you, but you can hear immediately there is this kind of distant sound, almost like the ringing of very, very gentle bells. It seems very out of place and perpetual, and the tone shifts and overlaps.
Yo, y'all hear that?
Yeah,
You hear that money clinkling?
crystal bells.
Nah, that's some money clinkling right there.
That's not that. I
That's
don't
money
think that's
clinkling.
money.
You light up a torch as the light source spreads out into the room. You can see there's a large dome of sand that is slowly caved in from the top surface of this kind of small cave-in. However, about 30 feet down, it comes to rest on what looks like some sort of a slightly toppled stone structure that has been breached on this side, almost like there was something deep under the ground that has crumbled inward and the sand has slowly poured into it. Also seems to be the source of this strange ringing sound, this faint ringing.
I'd like to investigate the stone object and use stone cutting to see
Okay.
if I can
Yo,
roll
you using that, you using that stone
Oh,
cutting?
you know I know my stones.
Yeah, yo, and I give them dwarven dap, because that's some dwarven stuff right there.
We
That's
dap it up
that's that
proper.
D shit right there. man.
What's this? Oh, look at me! I'm a halfling. Get real.
I know, yeah. My man Snuggle, look at the rock. You can't tell me shit because you're not a dwarf.
So as you step up to the what looks like the little bit of this stone outcropping that's kind of slowly peering out of the earth, it looks like this is the upper corner of a stone chamber that has crumbled in a little bit, and you're now peering into it from an elevated position outside of the chamber. Looking at the structure of the stone, the way it's built, carved, and wedged together to form the almost brick-like pattern of its making, it's definitely not dwarven in make, but it looks very old. and it looks like the material itself is almost like a sandstone. And a lot of civilizations that long existed before proper stone cutting techniques were used, or stone could be moved from nearby mountains or underground territory, or even the dwarven stone cutting techniques were spread across the land. This was a very primitive way of building subterranean structures. You gather this interior is probably very, very old, well over 1,000 years. And as you peer down into it using the torchlight, you can see down into the chamber. It's rectangular in shape. There appears to be a trough with some sort of liquid that kind of is an ovaloid shape around a raised platform in the center. And in the center of this platform, on top of it, you can see a very, very dull blue glow from this crystalline kind of spherical orb that is resting on it. That's just giving off this very, very faint blue light. And the further you walk towards it, as you inspect the interior from the top of the hole in this stone structure, you hear that musical ringing sound get louder and louder as you step towards it.
Gotcha. How big does the crystal look like, roughly in size, shape, and weight?
About, say, about baseball size. It's about that big around.
Okay.
Which you can tell them this. It's about 25 feet from you currently.
Can I check the room for traps?
You're welcome to if you want to step up to the corner.
Yeah, you better do it quick, because that's a big-ass crystal, and it looks like it's worth a lot of money.
I really want to check
And,
for
you know,
traps before
And I'm
this
a
guy.
rogue.
Yo,
Make a
you
perception
better
check.
just hurry up and check it, man. Because I'm about to run in there.
You do notice that there are a handful of runes across the floor, primarily at the north, south, east, west type portions of the stone flooring surrounding the crystal, and where that small water trough surrounds it. On the outskirts of that water, on those positions, those four corners, the runes are deeper carved into the stone and seem to almost have a quartz-like texture to them, almost like there was something, the quartz set into the stone flooring.
Yo, how about this? Rope test 2.0, okay? So we're gonna get a rope and we're gonna throw it on the floor. We're gonna throw the rope on the floor. And then if anything happens, we know it's a trap. If not, I go and get my new gym.
As long as you throw the rope, I'm okay with this plan.
Swerve. All right, I'm gonna cut off a piece of work.
More classic slang. Oh, love it.
As you step down into the room, you take a little bit of the rope, you cut it off with one of your swords, you take it and you toss it towards one of the small quartz-like runes in the ground. It hits and comes to rest over the small central quartz-type rune. A few moments pass, no reaction. Then the room shudders for a second. You feel the entire structure kind of shake with a sudden impact. A little bit of the sand
not good.
comes down and settles to rest for a moment before you start seeing certain blocks on the opposite sides of the room begin to glow.
Oh, great.
As they glow, they begin to drift out of the walls, almost suspended in the air, and beginning to lock together in different places, until eventually it forms a haphazard humanoid figure in a matter of seconds.
Bro, what is that?
Oh, my
Damn,
God.
this is some like weird, like some like what?
You took the words out of my mouth.
Oh, damn.
At which point, this hulking humanoid form, probably now standing at close to 8.5, 9 feet tall, made of these sandstone blocks that have been pulled from the wall, hits in place, unmoving. The crystal in the center of the room flashes with a vibrant blue light. As it does, in the center of this chamber where the eyes and the mouth of this humanoid would be, a similar blue light suddenly flicks on, like it's been given sudden sentience. At which point, this large sandstone golem type entity begins to charge towards you. Roll initiative. Salty, you got first up.
Oh,
You're
great.
still on the outskirts of the room now. The only person who's really stepped in at this point are the two of them. You're kind of still up at the corner. So you see it kind of charging more towards these two. But you have the top of the round, so up to you.
Gotcha. I'd like to slink off to the right, draw my short bow,
Okay.
and try to shoot an arrow at the crystal.
Okay. Cool. So as you kind of slide down the sand decline, you come around the edge, pull out your short bow, and in the chaos, you let go of the arrow, missing by a mere inch. As it disappears into the darkness, you hear it
You
ricochet
ain't no elf, man. You ain't no elf.
I
You
know.
shooting
I
arrows
wake
and
up
stuff.
every day
Where's-
ashamed.
Where's your weapon?
It's running towards me really fast. I look around me and I freak out and I go, oh shit! And I cast that thaumaturgy and make myself appear to be a massive, giant-like individual with a booming voice, and I intimidate him and go, "You are beneath me, you foul creature!"
Yeah, make
So-
him punch you first.
For a moment, this frightened, shaking tiefling individual grounds himself. This kind of greenish energy begins to build around his body. As it does, his physical form seems to almost rise 2 to 3 feet. The voice booms out throughout the hallway and the entirety of this room structure, catching you off guard. Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
8.
8? Yeah. Neither the speed, gait, or power of the golem seem to have slowed. It continues to barrel towards you.
You just made him bigger! You just made him bigger!
As you're saying this, the golem reaches forward before you finish your sentence and goes to grab you. You take 5 points of crushing damage as the hand reaches, crushes down on your shoulders and body, lifts you off your feet, and you are now considered grappled.
That's gonna happen.
Wow. So after it grabs and picks up the tiefling, you can see the fingers actually crushing it as it's screaming. You pull the weapons out, swing one that manages to pass under its arm. The second one goes straight into its torso and carves out a portion of the stone. Even though the sandstone is a very hard surface, you manage to find a portion between the bricks that jam together and actually carves a chunk of brick out of the side of its torso. You can see the structure kind of shifts a little bit on one side, and now it's kind of standing a little off kilter, but is still solid in its current physical form.
I'd like to reload my bow and take another shot.
As you swing and release, this does hit the crystal, but at a certain angle that causes it to just
come
glance
on!
off. It is a
It hit
sphere.
that rim.
It did. It's a spherical object. Unfortunately, it deflects, coming, piercing very well. Got close, but not quite enough to get to it.
Right.
I'm gonna use the poison spray on him.
Okay,
See
okay.
if that does anything.
You release this sudden burst of poisonous gas. It does not seem to be affected by the presence of poison, as its physical form does not fall into the category of a natural living entity. However, you can use your movement to try and break free of the grapple.
12.
12? All right. You manage to just squeeze out of its grip, land on your feet, and get back about 5 feet. It's still right in front of you, but you're no longer in its grasp.
Slippery bastard.
It's going to do frenzy punches. It's going to do an attack on both of you. Giant fist. It clenches its fingers together into 2 giant hammers of sandstone. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
God damn!
The sheer impact and force of the blow. As it pulls its fist back, it backhands towards you. You whoosh, duck beneath the arc and swings wildly, missing you entirely.
All that luck being wasted on you, man. That hurt.
Ulfgar, it's your turn now as you recover from the blow.
You got this, you got this!
Oh, nobody punched me in the chest and lived to tell the tale. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice and dice.
You bring both swings down simultaneously, streaking an X mark strike across its back. As you do, you carve a sizable rock from the side of its back. As the stones tumble off of its torso and kind of its shoulder area, it hits the ground and poof, they just turn to dust upon impact with the ground. You can see now, within the sandstone in the center, there is kind of a crackling arcane energy, almost like a spider-like electricity that is holding its form together. That is the same color as the stone in the center of the room.
Y'all, go for the crystal. I think the blue stuff ain't working.
I'm gonna sprint towards the crystal, leap through the air, doing a flip, grabbing it, and taking it out of its way.
All right.
So with the you just
All
have
right,
to add
so
the flip.
go ahead and
Go for broke.
go ahead and make an acrobatics roll.
I got a 1.
You go into a ninja sprint, leap through the air over the moat of brackish liquid around the orb. You reach out and realize you're about 1.5 feet too high. You reach down for it, pass it through your fingers, you tumble over and land back first into the other side of the moat. Splashing liquid all over your back and torso. You tumble off, slide across the other side of the room, slam, hitting the opposite side on the wall, on your back with your feet, ass up, ass over tea kettle.
Never believe in yourself.
I cast fire into the weak spot on the back to see if fire does anything to disrupt the energy that's inside.
What spell are you using for that?
The thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy.
Okay, as you focus for a second, you raise your hand up in the air using your demonic heritage to call forth some infernal fire that bursts for a second in the center of where that electricity is. It sparks up and then is snuffed. No seeming effect.
I run towards it safely, not trying to do any fancy flips or anything like that.
So as you rush past, it swings out at you. That's going to be a 14. I think you said your AC 16.
Yeah.
So you just, it glances off your shoulder. You take the blow, but keep pushing forward with the sheer force of your dwarven physical self. You leap across, 3-point landing. You grab the orb, you pull it off the pedestal. Make a Constitution saving throw.
24.
24. As you clutch the orb, you can feel for a moment the electrical energy surging through your forearms and into your body, and for a second your muscles tense and you feel like your physical form is being slowed down, but you shrug it off for a second as you're clutching it in your hands right now. You're looking at it, you've pulled it off the pedestal. You look back and the entity currently is looking like it's slowing in its physical ability to move around once it's in your grasp, but it is still turning around towards you, kind of looking, noticing that you've now grabbed something that is inherently connected to its physicality.
All right, then I break it and say, I own you!
You spike it on the ground and you see it crack upon the impact. It doesn't break, but a big solid crack suddenly spiders through the entire interior of the orb as it rolls off and kind of poof into the liquid on the outskirts. You can see that electrical center in the center of the sandstone golem flicker and flash with light, and you see one of its arms poof, hits the ground behind it and scatters into dust and sand. It's still keeping its form together, and it's kind of like lurching towards you with its other arm rearing back for some sort of an attack, but it looks like it's having a really hard time holding itself together.
I'm going to take my cape, wrap it around my arm,
Okay.
and just run and scoop it.
Okay, so you use half your movement to get up, and you rush towards. You can get just to the outside of it. You can see a little bit of the blue interior. You reach down inside and you pull it up. I want you to go and make a Constitution saving throw.
It's only a 7.
So as you pick up the orb, you grab it as triumphantly in your hand. You can see the liquid itself not touching your skin for once. However, there is a surge of electrical energy into your body, and as you grasp it, you feel the muscles in your arm and shoulder and back all tense up. You find yourself held in place, unable to move.
It's your melee weapon.
Eldritch Blast.
I have a hand axe.
Eldritch Blast.
You have Eldritch Blast?
Do you have Eldritch
No, he
Blast?
doesn't have
don't.
Eldritch Blast.
No.
I picked all of the
He has
all the
advanced
spells I
betrayal.
picked are all based on me lying to people. I am worthless in a battle.
Smash it.
Okay, I'm gonna smash it at it. I'm gonna run up and smash
Please,
it in
no.
with the hand axe.
You bring the axe down. It shatters the crystal into 100 pieces across the room. I want you to go ahead and roll another damage attack on his hand.
Yeah.
High five.
That's a whammy.
So, as the crystal shatters, you can see the golem form, which is coming up behind you with a giant piston-like hand, suddenly just vanishes into dust and sparks as it scatters across the ground. The axe swings through, and you're extremely excited at the impact as you look up and see what is a fingerless half hand now bleeding profusely.
You look better now.
Everybody's a fucking comedian.
Which is the last words you say before you fall unconscious in the ground from the severe shock and blood loss.
Oh man, I really like that dude, man.
He's fine. He just lost some fingers.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and resurrect him in some way.
All right, go ahead and make a medicine check.
17 for medicine.
17. Okay. We'll say between the two of you working together to bring out some material. You rip off part of a cloth you had stored in your bag. You use thaumaturgy to go ahead and cauterize the wound. Eventually you stop the bleeding, you wrap it up, and you wait a few moments. He comes to slow consciousness. Sore, worse for wear, but alive nevertheless.
Oh,
You did good.
I did it.
You did good.
I beat the golem. I did it.
Yeah.
You did all of it. It was all
man.
you.
I'm gonna
all
throw up
you.
blood.
He does.
Just wanna get you guys invoice. That gem that you guys destroyed was probably worth like 500 gold. So y'all both are in
You're
debt.
still getting paid.
Classic dwarven accounting.
Still getting paid.
As you're on the ground, so looking around, the brackish liquid that surrounded it seems to have lost a lot of its darker, kind of viscous aspect, and now it's kind of clear, smooth, pure water.
I'm gonna plunge my mangled paw into that clear ass water.
Oh, it is cold and slightly helpful in soothing the pain. And you're glad for once since you've arrived here to see some water that is not absolutely terrifying.
Thank God for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
man, we
it's
did
good. It's good.
it. Oh man, so do you want me to pick up your fingers?
Yeah,
or-
that'd be fucking great.
All right, so I put his fingers in my
I'm a
pack.
little
Go ahead.
short-handed.
You find 2 fingers. God knows
Hook'em horns.
the rest are buried either somewhere in the remains of the sand creature or somewhere else in the room, but after a good 5 minutes of scouting, you manage to find 2 of the digits. As you guys slowly find your way back up to the top of the pile of sand that led you into this chamber, you look up and you can see there's a small bit of light, and you hear a voice echoing through going, "Hello? Hello?"
Yeah, we are down here, and all the trouble seems to be gone.
You're alive?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
You could say
kind
that.
of. we're kind of okay.
All right, hold on. And eventually, over a few minutes, you see a small rope being let down.
Oh, that's what I like to see.
One by one, they
You
pull
know how
you
you
up.
like those ropes.
One by one, they pull you back up to the
Childproof
surface. You find yourself in the center of the town, and everyone's gathered around with what seems to be a slightly more positive demeanor to them. As you guys all get up there, Lily runs up and kind of gives you all an immediate hug and says, "Thank you. I felt it lift. I felt the darkness in my mind disappear. Whatever you did, it worked. You've lifted the curse."
Please, 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 don't shower us with all of your riches and food and foul women.
This guy's delirious from fighting a golem.
If you must throw all of those things at us as some sort of reward for the good deed we have just done, that would be wonderful and great.
All of them kind of look at each other, and you can see there's a few of the people now have stepped out of the tent. Some of them almost leprous in the way they're bandaged. Just go, and the old woman goes,
We haven't much in the way of food, but we've pulled our resources.
and she looks to the halfling male, but apparently the father figure, to Lily, who says,
A promise is a promise.
and he reaches back and he pulls out a pouch. You can see it's hefty, full of coins, and looks to who to plop it to immediately.
It's over here.
Yeah,
He gave it away in the back.
He's not
Yeah.
gonna catch it. He's not gonna catch
Oh,
it.
yeah, great. Make fun of the cripple.
Yeah, all right. You know, Lily, I just want to say I really like these moments we share together. I think that we make a good team, and I'd love for you to continue on this adventure with us, and so we can get to know each other.
The sandstones on this one.
It's it's like it's like an adventure date, you know.
Make a persuasion roll against her father.
9.
She look at you with him with a smile of hope, looks at her father, who goes,
No, man, I saved your time.
And
All
you've
right.
been paid for it.
All right.
What about this? We want the crone with the violin.
She looks ecstatic at the prospect that somebody even noticed her playing. Goes,
Or can I?
looks back at her with a,
Certainly.
Okay, I'll get my stuff.
Are you sure you?
I love music. Play something baroque.
She grabs in her tent and pulls out a small sack, throws it over her shoulder. With the other hand, she pulls out this tiny, crappy-ass violin that looks like it's seen better days on the road and begins to play against the side of her shoulder this withering.
Wait, we now have the saddest fucking traveling group of misfits I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, let the dude with the nubs have his,
Classic.
Yeah, you got all the
Chance.
money. You got all the money. That's great. He's without fingers. I've got nothing out of this.
I've got 7. Lucky number.
And with
I'm
that,
glad you're keeping it positive, my friend.
and with that, the legend of these journeymen continues forward into the annals of history. Well played, guys. What is the name of your party? What is the title of your traveling?
The good, the
Stout
rad,
fellows.
and the nubbly.
The good, the rad, the bad, the
Nubbly.
The Good, the Rad, and the Nubbly? I like
Yes,
that.
all about that.
All right, that you've seen and enjoyed the adventure of the Good, the Bad, the Good, the Rad, and the Nubbly,
Good, the rad, the
in a
nubbly.
completely
You're the rad?
improvised role-playing game
I'm the good.
experience.